I'm Addons and this is my Disco Priest guide for patch 6.2. As always, let's start with the talent tree. In the level 15 tier, the choice is between Desperate Prayer and Angelic Bulwark. While Prayer heals for more than Bulwark absorbs, it is an extra action bar and relies on you spending a global cooldown to save your life, while Bulwark is a passive that will save you either way. My personal preference is Bulwark, though you can pick what you want, depends on your playstyle. The next tier is the movement tier. Body and Soul is the preferred one here, more so than with Holy, since you already spam your power word shield and passively give people boosts, though Feathers are still more powerful and can be controlled better, especially since it is a separate spell, so it's not tied to any other and can be used on people that already have weakened souls, contrary to Body and Soul. So again, pick what you prefer more, though I find Body and Soul to be sufficient enough in most situations without having to worry about placement of the feathers. Our first healing increase comes from the next tier, though there isn't much of a choice. If you have the 2 set bonus from Blackrock Foundry, you go with Mindbender. If not, the best one is Power Word Solace. It heals when it does damage, it generates evangelism stacks, and on top of that it gives us mana. And for every new Dispel Priest, it makes you remember to use it on cooldown to gain evangelism stacks. The level 60 tier is CC, so it really doesn't matter what you pick here, though Void Tendrils has the most use in PvE. At level 75 there is again only one viable talent for discos, and it's Power Infusion. Twists of Fate, while being great for Holy, it simply doesn't proc from shields, so it's useless for disc. And Spirit Shell isn't as powerful as it used to be, especially since you can't spam Prayer of Healing in combination with Spirit Shell. You will lose so much mana that you will be unable to recover for the rest of the fight. Not to mention that if you wanted to make the full use of the talent, you would have to cast it very often in the fight, and that is just impossible to maintain. So Power Infusion is the go-to here. It synergizes well with Archangel and is generally good with the disco gameplay. In the level 90 tier you finally get a choice between Cascade and Halo. While Cascade is good all around, Halo has more potential, but can be a lot worse than Cascade if it doesn't reach that potential. In fights where you have a lot of room and time to maneuver, while your team is stacked, Halo can do a lot of healing with Archangel. It is just too hard to execute and, to be honest, not worth the hassle. Though it does break the monotony and gives you one more thing to think about. So in the end there is Clarity of Will. In this tier the tank damage isn't so high as in the previous, and the optimal amount of healing per second you could do is with the Wampum playstyle, so with the Words of Mending talent. Though you shouldn't forget that you are a Discipline Priest, and your job is to shield people and help them survive what they shouldn't be able to survive. Clarity does this in spades. You are not a throughput healer and you can't heal the raid even if you wanted to. So taking Words of Mending, while it might be attractive, it isn't why you picked this spec. On World of Wargraphs I see that 60% of people are using the talent, and there is simply no benefit to it outside of padding the meters. If the raid is struggling to survive because of AoE damage and you are forced to use this talent, a better option is just to bring a Holy Priest instead. And even if you have 2 paladins in your raid that can easily heal the tanks up and you are not required to keep shielding them with Clarity, it can still be used in almost all of the fights to shield other raid members for predictable single target damage and for dots. So either go for more healing or more intelligent use of the spells at your disposal that will help the raid in a unique way. Moving on to Glyphs. Again, there isn't much choice here either. Penance and Weakened Soul are the best glyphs and you can't really do anything without them. The third one is Glyph of Holy Fire, and it makes our Holy Fire and Smite abilities have 40-yard range instead of 30. So it helps us get the Archangel stacks we need. Though if you don't find it hard at 30 yards, you can always use Glyph of Fate to reduce damage taken. As for macros, I don't have anything specific for Discipline. I use all the same ones I do for Holy, so let's go through them quickly. The standard target party member 1, 2 and target self that can be replaced by the name of the 2 tanks. Then self-cast Fortitude buff to go around the out-of-range issues. Dispel combined with Purge macro to save 1 keybind. And the target of target macros for our 4 DPS abilities, making the stacking of Evangelism even simpler. In terms of add-ons, the only disco specific one I use is for tracking Evangelism stacks and 2 progress bars for Power Infusion and Archangel. The rest is all the same. Move anything for my UI, Quartz for the cast bars, Tidy plates for nameplates, Omni CC for cooldowns and DBM. You should gear your priest with this in mind. The stat priority is mastery overall, then multi-strike, followed closely by crit, and at bis levels may be even surpassed. Finally, haste and versatility at the end. As for the set bonuses for progression, having the 2 set from the previous tier and the 2 set from this one is the best option, until you get the rest of the pieces. And the off piece should be the head. So, being that the Discipline Priest has always been the most controversial healer, if you think I made a mistake somewhere, please let me know in the comments so that new players don't get the wrong information. Anyway, thanks for watching and see you next time.